Hey, so this is for Charlie. Charlie, Mike had asked that we did one big last update for you. We are finally there. We have constructed so much stuff. As you know, we made rods. We made the crankshaft for this project. And if you come over here, this is one of the things that I'm most proud of, is we made cylinders for this project also. We shrunk the exhaust valve down to a proper size, and if you look down in there, Kevin hopefully can shoot down in there, we did a full-blown Ricardo combustion chamber to up the compression in this. And you can see we even have the Brown & Sharpe logo in there and the actual ACE VF part number. If you take a look at this, this is an original cylinder from another customer, ours, Richie, and we upped the compression considerably. If you look down in here, you can see that just a big chasm down in there. You know, it all boiled down to just simply the fuel quality of the time they do anything. But we have a Ricardo combustion chamber in our new cylinder. And what I'm most proud of is an AMCA judge would be hard pressed to tell. So, and of course we shrunk the valve, got rid of this ridiculously big valve that they used, you know, down to a more appropriate size. And raise the floor of this to get some more compression, and nice big proud valve seats. And we used our valves in it, and got the thing down to more manageable size. One of the real interesting things between the last ACEs, which this of course is a 26 ACE with the almost pressurized oil pan in it. This is a 1 year only oil pan. And this is cylinder number E blank blank, and of course 1926 was the, I'll call them the Detroit ACEs. Reportedly they were actually assembled in Detroit. So this is when Lemon is really struggling to finish this off and to get the thing pressurized, but it's not. 26 is the last year of this Flash ACE, and if you take out a look at our killer rods, you'll see that they're all set up with integrated scuppers like our Detroit Hendersons have in them. Beautiful narrow beams. You know, heavier than the original wad, yes. Semi-pressurized, yes. And our rod bearings, of course, too, have all the non-pressurized oiling grooves in them to help spread the oil film across the entire width. And of course, they get a drilled hole in these areas here that allow us to pressurize. My friend Gary helped me with that. We were waiting on a few items. These are our new oversized tappets that we have, that we ream the existing tappet housing for. And of course we're running a beautiful forged piston. And Charlie's ACE was hurt pretty bad. If you take a look at this, this is the rear bulkhead here. I've seen multiple pattern failures in there. We have a large well up here that we CNC machined on the back side of this, so Charlie's ACE actually has this big oil collection well for the last main bearing. And if you look up in here, you can see the drilled hole. This is an absolute pattern failure. They all break and crack right there. I've seen multiple. I've seen guys rebuild them and just leave that alone because they didn't want to go after doing that repair. But that's how that repair needs to be done right there. And there's a stock chunk that we do. So this is 1926E. This is a really cool thing. And this is in the literature. This is Charlie's beautiful E 1 year only manifold, E2300. And if we flip this over, there's actually a service shot that Indian announced when they bought them in 27, and of course the 27s are VFs. And then there's an F right there, and it's F2300. But the real difference is right here, and you can just see it. We'll pull that valve out, put the caliper on. There's actually a shot of this in the service stuff. So there's 1 inch, 719 thousandths. So we come over here, Indian did not like that, and they bumped that up to 1 inch and 7/8. So over 100 thousandths thicker right here to help the recession of this down. This is a 1 year only manifold. There may be some earlier ACEs out there that have been retrofitted with it, but E of course is 1926. So it's really cool, Brown & Sharpe. And that's my manifold for my 28 Indian ACE, a late 28 Indian ACE. So take a look at that. All our nice Moldstar 90 valve guides are in there. 3-angle valve job is done. You come over to Charlie's mains. We have yet to put them in there the right way. We have to line bore this engine, and you can see we put all the correct ACE style non-pressurized oil grooves in it. Really coming along great. We found the correct 1926 magneto for it. We made the magneto drive. There's been a tremendous amount of effort that's gone in this. To recap, we made rods, we made the crankshaft, we made the cylinders, pistons, that's pretty standard, oversized tappets, valves, valve guides, all that stuff. Complete new magneto drive in here with the appropriate packing nut and everything. I put the original out here just so you get a chance to see it. All that stuff. Of course, that hasn't been time for the engine yet. And then Charlie, we knew you didn't have the right magneto, and I worked with my buddy Mark at Mark's Magnetos and some stuff I had, and we came up with the correct Sims, correct ACE rotation for you. So this is totally ACE. And the other nice thing about it is, with this particular engine, is that this is the aluminum housing, not the pot metal one, which is like gold. It's beautiful. My friend Mark of Mark's Magnetos did a stunning job rebuilding that. Away we go. So my other friend Thomas Fickow has made a pile of hardware that you'll see over here. Thomas made the clutch release shaft. One of the vendors that we both used did the oversized tappets. We've had Webcam redo your camshaft, pardon me. There's our new cylinders, of course. All new valves and valve guides in it. And if we come over here, you'll see the pistons laid out. And then you can see this tremendous amount of engine hardware stuff that Thomas has made. New push rods, I mean, you name it. New correct fine thread ACE kicker bolt housings. So there's still some work to be done here, but this project's pretty much out of the way. And new head studs, case half bolts, cylinder studs. This stuff takes time. New engine motor mounts. All kinds of stuff like that. The gasket kit, pretty straightforward there, but it all adds up and all takes time. And it's one of those things where it feels really good to see this project come to the end, because there's so much that had to be made for this this bike. And of course, we've also made a pile of chassis stuff too for the Ace. So I'm gonna have Kevin shoot down over here. We'll start at the back of this thing, Kevin, if it's okay with you. We made new axles, quills, hubs. These happen to be my friend Richard's original hubs, but if you take a look, we know that our Charlie's bike will be riding on, his E will be riding on new wheels, you know, for safety factor. The clinchers look beautiful, but they're just dangerous as hell. We made sprockets, we made brake drums, we made brake bands, and if you'll notice, all set to go in here. And this is my friend Richard's 1928 Indian Ace, and it's a very low one. It's CA 133, so it still has, I don't know, Kevin, if you want to catch the Ace or the Indian ampemeter, and you can see these beautiful handlebars. This is a pretty extraordinary motorcycle. It's a survivor that came out of Australia. And Kev, I'm gonna have you shoot down here. So Charlie, just to let you know that yours was a pretty insignificant amount of welding compared to this. There's a brand new piece of 6061 that's welded in there. Every one of the mains is back and welded in this, and we'll machine all this back, and oil pan's been repaired too. But we just wanted to show you the significance of the type of the repairs that we're doing here and saving, because, you know, this isn't this is an Indian Ace, a pressurized Indian Ace. And of course, your bike is the last non-pressurized bike, and so these are direct links, and the lineage on these two bikes is pretty spectacular. Thank God Indian saved them, because they sure are beautiful. There'd be no great Indian forest without them. So you had a chance to see, you know, the younger brother here to your bike, year 26. This is a very early 28. The bikes that interest me the most, besides 26, 27, or 26 and 28, are of course the 27s, which are serial number. It's really odd. It goes E for 26, and then it goes VF for 27, and then it goes CA for 28 Indian Ace, and then it goes DA for the 401 3 main bearing single down tube Indian 4. And then of course it goes EA for, I don't know, all over for 29 through, I guess, 31 out of the EAs. But this is an extraordinary ace. We've done a pile of welding and we got a pile of machining left to do on it. And you know, we're saving these one at a time with it. You know, anything Ace and anything Detroit Henderson just has to be saved. It's just the value of the machine is there to do it, and it is what it is. But it'll give you a little idea of the scope and the scale of you know, the pieces that we made for this project. Our shop, Thomas and some of his vendors out west, spent a lot of time making this stuff up, and I had a lot of talented people help with this. But this project is rolling to an end, and you know, we have everything that we need now, with the exception of some rocker arms. We have to repair the rocker arm on this. We'll probably just have some new ones wire redeemed out of some like tool steel H13 or something to deal with this slop right here, but that's it. They're all walled out. It's a really bad design. And then the one thing that we'll have to do, as I showed earlier, is rather than using a standard crush gasket, because when we machined our new cylinders, we did them for the late style manifold, we'll machine a beautiful copper hatted head gasket washer, and we'll actually have a better chance of sealing, because of course the two differences, the inch and 7/8 and the inch 7/13 over here. So we'll make a copper hat gasket for it and put it together and call it. But that's the 1926 Ace project, which matched cases, by the way, one of the sweetest matched intake manifold, correct carburetor, now the correct magneto, probably arguably one of the nicest, if not the nicest, 26 Ace on the planet, unless there's some crazy original paint survivor out there, which there probably is. Every time I say it's the nicest one, somebody will show me one that's better. But this is as far as restored bikes go. You know, this is a bike that you can get on and drive anywhere you want to when it's done. So, pretty sweet. That's it.